Joe's struggling with NoFap. He's really annoyed and he wants to be able to fix it. He feels vulnerable. He's so obsessed with it. He just needs to fix it somehow. He watches all of the NoFap YouTubers and he tries to find the best advice. Come on, what do I do? He keeps implementing more and more of the advice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and this is this might actually be the secret. But like, yeah, it's gotta be this one. As Joe keeps trying all of the advice, he finds that he is not making much progress. That it might work the first time, but then he just does it again and again. And he keeps relapsing over and over. He feels lost, unguided. Like there's a conspiracy against him. And that no matter how hard he tries, he literally just isn't making progress, and he's so frustrated. Because he knows that he's been trying. He knows that he's been watching all of the best YouTubers. Alexander. Years ago, Alexander was struggling with NoFap. He'd wake up every morning and he'd be fapping. But Alexander saw this as a challenge. He went at this challenge head on. He conquered it. Like he later conquered the whole of Persia. Okay. So, yo, I used to follow all of that NoFap advice, you know? Like one that I was remembering that came to mind before recording the video. I was just on the toilet and I was literally just thinking through this video. The one that came to mind is feeling like you want to do it, right? And then getting up and doing like some sort of like hard work. Oh, I'll just do some push-ups, bro. Oh, I'll just do this, bro. Yeah, that was the like advice, right? Like, and you might be like, oh, well, that actually sounds quite good. I might try that. Yeah. No. Well, no, but in short, like, bro, like, when I would want to do it was typically the times that I was laying on my bed. And the times that I was laying on my bed were typically the times I was tired. Which meant that even if I did, right, like, get up and do some push-ups, let's say, I would be tired and I probably wouldn't do it. Honestly, but, like, that's when I'd do it. I would do it when I was laying on my bed, and I would be laying on my bed when I was tired, which means I'd be fapping when I was tired. So you're like... So it just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, I'm tired. Like, why would you do some push-ups? Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, it's just... So that never worked for me. And I did some thinking about it, and I think it's stupid, right? And I'll explain why, bro. And we'll talk about it a bit. So, I think most of this NoFap advice is complete and utter rubbish. Especially that one. Honestly, I think it's all designed and perpetrated by losers who haven't, like, who don't really know what they're talking about. Who probably don't even know why they were able to stop fapping. They were just like, oh, I just do push-ups every day and now I don't do it. I don't think all these people are losers. Like, they're literally all recommending that if you want to do it, you get up and you go to the gym or something. Like, oh, you just do like a 10-mile run, bro. Like, oh, just distract yourself from it and it'll go away. Yeah, it will go away, bro. For now. A good metaphor is the bully. Like, if you run away from the bully today, like, yeah, you're not gonna get beaten up. But that doesn't mean you're not gonna get beaten up tomorrow. Or the day after that. Or the day after that. That doesn't mean you're not going to fap tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that. That just means you're distracting yourself. You're just running away from the bully today. And the thing is, bro, like, if you run away from the bully today, he'll just keep chasing you, bro. And you know this, right? They'll just keep going after you. For like months on end. Honestly, the NOFAP advice is to go on like a 1-year run. Like, that's seriously, that's the advice, right? Just keep running away from it, and then a few months or years will pass, and it won't happen anymore. That's literally the same advice we have like for bullying. And people get bullied. Like, a lot. So there's this idea, right? If there's a problem and it's not getting fixed, don't trust the advice that is being given to those people. Bullying has been going like this, right? Bullying has been going up, right? I think, like, it's just a guess, but I'm pretty sure, right? Like, bullying is actually quite high. And this is the advice that's being given. If bullying is going up, it means the advice is trash, right? If bullying was going down, it means the advice was good. Since it's going up, the advice is trash. But we're giving the same advice to people on NoFap. We're giving the same advice to you guys. Like, I'm not even gonna say we. Like since when have I given this advice, bro? Like, or maybe like some old video when I didn't know what I was talking about. But like, it's just silly. Like, literally, the idea is that you literally just spend the next few months or even over a year just running away from the bully until he eventually gets bored and stops bullying you. That's the idea. And I'll tell you, bro, like, back when I was getting bullied, it works, but it takes a few months or years, right? Like, it's just silly. And at the end of that, you got like almost like trauma from it. You've now got this like endless fear. And I don't want you to. And you're creating the same thing with fapping. Like, you'll be jacking off and you'll be like, no, I can't. Like, distract yourself. Come on. A few years from now, you'll literally like be afraid of it. That's the life you want to live? You want to literally just keep running away until eventually it goes away? And you just live in fear of it for the rest of your life? But there's another option. There's the option that Alexander took. Where instead of running away from this until it eventually goes away like the bully, you charge at it head on. You literally just charge at it head on. Like I've been Gladiator, just straight for it. And you take it out. Obviously, you'll probably still struggle. It's like if you like thing. It's like, imagine like a stadium, or like just imagine the same bully metaphor. Don't imagine the stadium. Sorry. Like, if you punch the bully in the gob, like yeah, you'll probably get bullied a bit less. Like, maybe you'll get bullied again, but at least you'll be able to handle it better, right? At least, right? Like, the worst case scenario if you punch the bully is that the next time you'll handle it better. That's literally the worst case scenario. You get told off by their teacher or something, but that doesn't really apply here. It's literally the same. It's the same sort of thing, bro. Like fight back. Like, defend yourself and just fight the bully, and do that with your fapping. Literally, just fight it. Say no, and it's not just saying no, right? That's stupid, but fight it. Figure out the root cause. It's the mental fantasy times the building up of tension. That's the formula for NoFap. Literally just fix it by the root cause. Fix it by those two areas. It's the same thing as just fighting against the bully. Yeah, the bully might still come back tomorrow, and he might still bully you. But what happens? You just defend yourself again, and again. And then, a week from now, you're now, like, actually, like, almost equipped at fighting against bullies. Like, if you got bullied 10 years from now, you'd do the same thing. Like, probably. And you'll probably have the same results. This is what you do, bro. Honestly. You actually fight against the bully. I literally went, and I'm not even joking, I went 9 months following this like conventional YouTube advice. I kept tallies of how much fapping I do each month, and it literally went like this. So August there was a big dip, but then it was literally just like this for like 9 months. And then one point happened where I took this advice. I tried to fight it head on like Alexander. Boom. And then, you know, consistent. I wasn't really paying as much attention to it because it wasn't as much of a problem. And then I paid more attention to it and boom. And then boom. Honestly, bro, like I made Jesus, it's like a no comparison difference. Where I was literally zero progress, and I'm not even making it up, right? Maybe if I had kept on the trajectory, the bully would have ran away eventually, but it's literally just your decision. You can either punch him in the gob today, or you can wait for him to walk away 2 years from now. And you probably want to do the first one, bro. The way you, like, theoretically punch the bully in the gob with fapping is by learning how to handle your mental fantasies and learning how to reduce your tension. Those are the two biggest things, honestly. Like, you're not going to hear any, like, for being, like, conventional, like, YouTube advice around here, mate. Like, literally just those two things are going to be the biggest things. Your mental fantasies, they're literally just what you imagine in your head when you feel a bit horny. So you imagine, oh, this and that like sexual video you watched the other day and that scene from the TV, right? All of that's just your mental fantasies. And then like porn and websites like that and like things like that. It's literally just you projecting your mental fantasies into another world and then seeing what comes up. And then it's almost like you get into this constant feedback loop of mental fantasy. So you'll give a mental fantasy to porn and then it will give you one back. And then it's just this infinite loop that's really hard to get out of. The first one is handling that, and then it's just reducing your tension. Feeling actually relaxed throughout your day. Like not having a fucking wrinkled up forehead and bad posture and like literally just that. Just not being so tense. Because when you are tense and you're like at your edge and you're just like, you'll start fapping and it's like you have this sort of like longing for ejaculation. Like that's how it's like. That's what it's like when you're tense. You have a longing for ejaculation that you just can't get rid of. It's like you're fapping and you've got to go all the way, You need to complete it, bro. But when you're relaxed and you get rid of all that tension, it's like you could be fapping for 6 hours straight and then just stop because you got bored. And that's not a good life. Honestly, I've been living this life recently and I absolutely hate it. So you've got to get rid of the mental fantasies as well. But at least I'm not jacking off. At least I'm not ejaculating, I guess. But still, I don't like something yesterday. I genuinely lost 6 hours of my day because of this stuff. Which is, I'm trying to really focus on the mental fantasies. I read the same chapter over and over again. And I think the main advice for this is to literally feel through it. Like imagine the bully. You have 3 options. You can either stay with the bully and see what happens. You can either punch the bully or you can run away from the bully. Most YouTubers are like this. They're fucking low-tier people. Just run away from it and it'll go away eventually. Shut up, bro. Like, okay, so we got next one. What was it? Punch the bully? Is that the one? No, but stay with the bully. Stay with the bully. That's literally just jacking off. So we're not going to do that, obviously. Which means we've got one option. We've got one option, and that's literally just to feel through the lust in the moment. This might feel through the women in the moment. And what does that mean? It's like when you feel that, like, sort of fear. Like, today I took a cold shower, and every single time, I promise you that every single time before a cold shower, I genuinely still fear, like, the cold against my skin and, like, shivering and, like, not, and being cold, and I still fear it to this day. And I've been doing this for months and months and months. You can either stay with the fear, or you can feel through the fear into something else. You can feel through lust. What this means is that you can actually almost transform your lust, which your lust is basically just like when you're fapping, like that sort of desire. You can feel through that desire into something else, and when you reach that other thing, you stop fapping. Like it's literally simple. Like you'll be jacking off and you'll just stop, because why? What's the point, bro? Like literally, when you go from this to this, you'll just stop jacking off. You'll literally just be stop and like, yo, why do I like? That's pretty like. You almost see it like silly. Like I'm not even joking. Like when you do this practice, you literally see it as silly. Women. All women are one of three things. They're either an obsession, a distraction, or a revelation. And you actually get to choose. When you feel through women into what they actually are, you have a revelation. If you don't do that, you're either obsessed with them or you're distracted by them. It's literally just that. YouTube advice is to distract yourself from the distractions, but like they come back anyway, bro. Like, so like literally, bro, the distractions and the obsessions, they're like her arse, you know. You've got to note all of the distractions and the obsessions. So, for example, her arse, like all these sort of like attractive things about her. Like, just note all of these obsessions and distractions about her. And then those are the things that you feel through. So you don't feel through her, like, specifically. You feel through all of the distractions and obsessions to do with her. So you feel through her arse, and then you feel through, sounds so weird, bro. Like, you feel through all of that, bro. And then eventually you're just left with this sort of weird image. Like why, like that's just weird, bro. Like, you genuinely feel that, bro. And your mental fantasy is almost like, it's almost been like actually ruined. It's like someone like going on like being SpongeBob and like, I don't know, like putting paint on all of the scenes or something. Like it just feels a bit like it sort of takes like the magic out of it. You know what I mean? It takes the magic out of your mental fantasies. Yeah, it takes the fantasy out of mental fantasy, and now you're just in like the mental thinking, and it's like, yeah. So why am I thinking about this, bro? Like, it's just silly. That's what you do, and I think that's a really good advice. And you're not gonna really understand it until you implement it the first time. Next time you have a feeling of lust, and you really need, like, I really want you to know what's going on, and you really need to do it. Instead of doing it, literally just think about the parts of her that are distracting. Think about the parts of her that you are obsessed over. And then try and feel that. And try and feel through it into something else. Imagine there's something beyond this lust. And now try and feel to it. Like, ask yourself this question. What do you actually want? Because, right, your brain has convinced you to jack off 1,000 times throughout your life. So your brain must be trying to get something. 1,000 times? Your brain wants something very badly, bro. So try and figure out what that is. Like, ask yourself, why have I done this 1,000 times? Like, come on. Like, why? Like, figure it out, bro. Eventually you'll realize it, and you'll have your realization, and then you'll just be laying there just... You'll actually be smiling. Honestly, I sometimes smile, and it'll just feel a lot better, bro. So feel through all of her distractions and obsessions into what you actually want. And if you want to, like I can tell you what you actually want, bro. Like, you're actually looking for, I think something called, like, something like the realization of blissful nature, but you are blissful nature. It's hard to describe. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long, because, like, your time's quite valuable. So, like, it's like the realization of blissful nature, but something like that, right? it's like it's hard to describe, but another thing you could do is you can imagine all of these obsessions and distractions that you're obsessed and distracted over, and then imagine those as you. Because if you think about it, your conscious is obsessed and distracted over this woman. So you're not obsessed over distracted over the woman. You're actually obsessed and distracted over yourself. Women aren't even to blame, bro. You're literally obsessed over yourself. You're distracted by yourself. You're distracted by your consciousness portrayed as a woman. Like, literally, bro. Women aren't attractive. Our consciousness projects them as attractive. Which means, when we are feeling lust, we're looking for this sort of deep and blissful nature, but that deep and blissful nature is actually inside of us. So sort of try and have that realization and just almost think about it as, I'm not obsessed and distracted over this because of this woman. It's actually because of me, bro. It's actually because, like, the light of me is projected as the world and portrayed as this woman. And that this woman is just the light of my consciousness and my very being. And I don't know if that's too deep for you. I'm trying to give you as much as I can without going too far. Like, it's hard. Like, I'm trying to manage it well. Like, I don't want something overburden you with all of this knowledge, mate. But I don't want to give you so little knowledge that it's like, what's the point of watching this? But you know, I could literally talk about this next 2 hours. But like, I've just been trying to help you. I've been reading every single day this book, and I've just been trying to help you. Anyway, my name is Sam. Our name is Seven. Fix your brokenness for your purpose, because I love you.